Hello, everyone. I am going live again today, and I am trying this on my laptop today. I've normally done it on my phone, but let me know if this sounds any better because when I'm on my phone, it seems to break up a little bit more. So, thought I would try it on my laptop this time just to see how it's going. So, I'm gonna wait for a couple people to get on here and give you guys an update. So, yeah, the last last live that I made, I let you guys know that my surgery was postponed because I had had a runny nose like a week prior, and we are like 99.9% certain that it was not the coronavirus because it was literally just a little bit of a runny nose and fatigue and none of the other like lung respiratory type symptoms at all. Never had a fever, super mild, only lasted a couple days. But with their extreme precautions in the hospitals right now, they aren't taking any chances at all whatsoever. And so they postponed it. And they just pushed it back 1 week. And we are now almost there to that 1 week. Today is March 31st. And I thought I would do this today because I am going in for surgery tomorrow. Woohoo! I got the phone call and they confirmed that it is still happening. And I was like, just tell me, please tell me that we are still doing this tomorrow. And she's like, yes, yes, we are. I was like, oh, thank God. And so, yeah, so it's happening tomorrow. And they asked me all of the coronavirus questions up front this time. Thankfully, I didn't have to do all of my other intake because I had done it last week. But they asked me all the questions: cough, fever, runny nose. Have you been around anyone who's tested positive for COVID-19? All those things. I was like, nope, 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 nope. I answered no for everything, and that felt great. They're like, good, we are on for surgery tomorrow. So I am so happy that the day has finally come tomorrow. Maybe by the time you're watching this replay, it will be tomorrow. Um, yeah, so I just wanted to give you guys that update. And oh, hi, Shell. Yay. Glad to see you on here again. Yes, so happy that it is happening. Um, we are outside of Seattle a little bit in one of the suburbs. And so thankfully, the population density is not quite as bad as it is in Seattle proper. And we have heard that even some of the cancer patients in some of the Seattle hospitals have had their surgeries canceled right now, which is just, oh, I am just praying for those people because I cannot fathom having to deal with having your cancer surgery like completely canceled until further notice. Um, so I'm really thankful that the county that we are in um, seems to be somewhat managing this outbreak right now. Um, we live in Washington State, and the numbers are continuing to rise in the state overall. A lot of the more rural counties now are starting to get it, and they're actually kind of skyrocketing in those counties right now. So that's kind of scary. But thankfully, in the county that we're in, they have been doing really, really strict shelter in place restrictions, which I am really glad. Um, there are still a few, as we call COVIDiots out there, who are not listening and are still going out and having gatherings and things like that, which is completely ridiculous. Please don't do that. um, but for the most part, my fellow Washingtonians have been pulling together, and yeah, we've been seeming to slow the rate of growth just a little bit. We're not at the top of the peak by any means yet. It's probably going to be at least, I don't know, May, maybe June, something like that, when they are predicting that we will reach the top of the peak and start going back down again. But thankfully, our rate of growth is a lot lower than a lot of other places in the country right now because everybody is taking this seriously and staying home. So that's good. Keep that up wherever you are. Stay home. Don't infect anyone else because even when people don't know they have it, it can incubate for up to 14 days and people are spreading it that way without even knowing they have it. So, just for everyone's protection, pretend that you have it and protect other people. so, um, yeah, so that's what's been going on here. So, because of that, our local hospital is not too they are pretty at capacity, but they're not overwhelmed yet. Thank God. So, because of that, they are continuing with the cancer surgeries. So, really just praising God for that. So my surgery is happening tomorrow. So I have to be there around 8:15 in the morning, and I go to the imaging place first. And as you saw in my thumbnail, I happen to find a P95 mask in our garage. Now, this is something that we bought, like, years ago, so it's not like this is something we are, like, taking away from the medical staff, like, I just found a brand new package of 2 of these in our garage, and I'm like, "You know what? We had it anyway, so I am just going to wear this to the hospital because I have to go to the imaging center," which is, like, kind of close to where the ER is, and so I'm just like, I'm not gonna take any chances, like, I cannot get this virus and have to be recovering from surgery and having to deal with respiratory illness at the same time. So, when I go into imaging tomorrow, I will be wearing my P95 mask. So, I've got that and I'm prepared. Um, yeah, and I'm just doing all the other things. You have to wash with the special soap and you have to do all the things that you have to do before surgery, and I am just so ready to have this behind me. I just wanted to touch a little on like how this whole pandemic has really given me a lot of perspective because before this happened, like my entire world, my entire like mental space was taken over by um I have cancer. And that was the only thing I was thinking, not the only thing, but it was a lot of what I was thinking about and trying to process and all of that. And now with all of this pandemic going on, it's like this really bizarre distraction from that. And I guess I can view that as a silver lining because it's making me realize like there's a lot bigger stuff going on in the world than me. I mean, like I've known that all along, but it just kind of takes the focus off myself in my head, if that makes sense. Um, and it's helping me think about like what everybody is going through together as humanity right now. And I think that actually helps keep my head in a better space because I'm not just thinking about like, oh, this is my problem, this is my problem, and I'm like thinking about that all the time. So in a very strange way, this pandemic has actually helped with my mental state, I think. um so that's been, I guess that's a good weird silver lining. I mean, it's not a good thing that it's happening, but if you have to be glass half full, I'll take it. So anyway, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Um yeah, I think I mentioned before. I think it's actually maybe this is just a God thing that it ended up being postponed a week because I feel like I am in a better mental place now than I was a week ago. I was experiencing a lot more anxiety a week ago. And maybe it's because we have like my anxiety. I had to switch anxiety medications because the old one that I was taking could potentially interfere with the drug that they're going to put me on, the estrogen blockers, which will prevent any more cancer from growing because my cancer is estrogen positive. Um, but yeah, so I had to switch medications and going through that transition, it was a little bit rocky there for about a week, and I was experiencing a lot of anxiety during that time. And it was starting to get better last week, but I think I was still my body was still kind of adjusting. Um, and so now I feel like my body is fully adjusted and it's effective and it's working. And so that's probably a really good thing considering that I am going in for surgery alone tomorrow. Um, Good thing to have my anxiety in check. So that's another positive that has come from waiting another week. I also felt like there was all this stuff that I wanted to get done before the surgery that I just didn't have time to get done last week. I mean, not that it was like critical stuff, but I wanted to clean my house, like get all the kids' laundry done, that kind of thing before I went in because I know that once I'm in recovery mode, I'm not going to be able to do that for at least a few days. Like I'll be able to get up and move around, but they're going to really want me to take it easy and I'm not going to be able to use my left arm. I'm not sure for how long, but they're going to have me put it in a sling, just because that's part of the recovery with the like lymph drainage and that kind of thing. So I'm going to be down to one arm. So there's just a lot of things like that, like physical stuff around the house that I wanted to get done. And I mean, there's always more to do, but I was able to get a lot of that done. And so I'm really I feel like I'm, like, prepared now too, like, I've gotten all the big things done that I wanted to get done, especially the kids' laundry and my laundry, um, and just, like, some cleaning, stocking up on groceries, all of those things that I just wanna have, like, set in place for my family before I am out of commission. Um, so that's also been another silver lining of having another week is that I've been able to get that stuff done. So, yeah. So I guess it's, these things happen for a reason. Like, I probably would have been just fine if I'd done it last week as well, but I am like fully 100% recovered. I've got the things done that I wanted to get done. Recovered from my like minor runny nose issue. Um, and yeah, I just feel like I'm in a better headspace. So I'm feeling good, I'm feeling positive, and I'm feeling prepared. Um, I actually have a little less anxiety now that I found this mask because that was like actually one of the things that I was worrying about most was having to go into the hospital and just exposing myself and breathing the hospital air, and that kind of thing. So knowing that I have like a really good mask when I go in, that gives me some peace of mind as well. So um, yeah. Um, I guess I mentioned last week that it's still their policy now that nobody other than the actual patient can go in. So I'm still going to be going in and doing this on my own. I hear three little hooligans out there. They're always up to something these days. Um, so I am going to need continued prayers for just getting through that. I keep thinking about though, like I'm trying to keep perspective all the time. It's so important to have perspective. Um, I know there are a number of hospitals around the country now that are not allowing spouses to be with a mother when they are giving birth in the hospital now. And I'm like, oh my God, like I feel like that would be harder than me having to go in tomorrow by myself because when I go in, I mean, I have to get through all the pre and the post stuff by myself, but I will have video chat with my husband and my family. Um, but it's not, I'm gonna be unconscious most of the time. And so I feel like it's not like I don't have to do that much work. They just do everything for me tomorrow. Whereas I cannot imagine having to go and give birth alone, having given birth 3 times. Like there is like no way I could have made it through birth without my support team around me. And I just feel so much for these moms that have to do that. And I know that there are some hospitals that are allowing spouses in with like full protective gear and everything, but like when I say hospitals are not letting anyone but scheduled patients in, they mean like anyone at all circumstances in a lot of hospitals. And it is crazy. So, um, that's giving me a lot of perspective too right now. I'm just like, I'm not giving birth. I'm just going in. They're going to do everything for me. I'm going to be unconscious most of the time. So, hopefully it won't be too bad and I will be able to communicate with my loved ones while I'm there. So, I also asked the nurse if there's any chance that I can still go home the day of. Um, Normally they have you stay a night and then they send you home. But just considering the circumstances, I asked the nurse, I'm like, is there any chance that I can leave tomorrow evening? Just considering the dire circumstances of the hospitals right now. And she said there is a chance of that. Normally we wouldn't, but considering, you know, desperate times call for desperate measures, um, she said that is a possibility. So it just will all depend on how well I do with the surgery and how I respond to it. So that's something I could really use prayer for as well, is that I can leave at the end of the day and not have to spend the night and be in the hospital any longer than I have to be, breathing hospital air any longer than I have to be. Um, so yeah, and I guess just the same prayer request as I had in the last one is just really need prayer that this thing has still, even with the extra delay, that my cancer has managed to stay put and not grow very far. Like I think it is growing, like I can feel it a little in there. And it's actually starting to get a little painful. Um, but I still am not feeling it like up in my armpit area. So I'm just like, that's something I can really use prayer for as well, that it is still has not managed to get into my lymph nodes yet. So, and even if it has, that if that is the case, that the only thing I have to do is the hormone therapy and radiation rather than chemotherapy right now, because chemo really is the very, very last thing that I want to be doing right now, having a compromised, like highly compromised immune system in the middle of a pandemic. So, um, definitely would appreciate prayers for that as well. So, yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Um, Maybe I'll just do a little check-in with you guys while you're watching and see how are you guys doing just while I'm here, because I love interacting with you guys and I can do that on live now. Oh, and I do have comments back. It's amazing. I have comments. Um, it seems to be a permanent thing, and I've noticed that some of the other channels that I follow who lost their comments have their comments back now too. So I'm like, all right, YouTube, you haven't communicated about anything, but I'll take it. I'll take my comments back. So that's actually another really nice silver lining of things going on right now, is I have my comments back on my channel so I can interact with you guys. So, but I do really enjoy doing these lives as well with you guys because I can interact with you that way as well. So, hello there. I am doing surprisingly well. I feel like I'm in a really good headspace now and I'm ready to get this surgery done tomorrow. So, yeah, are there any other questions before I go, or and sorry, I don't mind my mumbling over here. I'm just reading the live chat over here. And yeah, just let me know how you guys are doing, either in the live or in the comments afterwards. I just love to hear like where you are and how you guys are doing with the quarantine, how you're holding up. Um, Thank you. Thank you. I hope it goes well too. So, yeah. All right. Let's see if there are any more questions, comments. Looks like there aren't any others. So I think I'll sign off. So thank you guys for tuning in. And that is my update. Would definitely appreciate the prayers tomorrow. I'm headed in and have my imaging at 8:15 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And yeah, I will definitely update you guys. Oh, I see. Oh, hello, MD says I am home in Boston. Okay. Therapist using Zoom. That's awesome. We really need more people like you in the world. Seriously, I think it's so amazing that everybody is stepping up and doing their jobs remotely like that. We're actually doing Alex's OT therapy through telehealth now as well, and it's amazing. It's so amazing that we can continue to do that. Um, so thank you for your kind comment, and thank you for the prayer, Shell. I really appreciate that. Um, and no llama drama from one cancer survivor to another. Thank you. And I am so glad to hear that you are a successful cancer survivor as well. That just makes my heart to sing to hear stories like that. Um, yeah, is there anything else? I think that's it. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love you guys. I love this community. Your support just means so much to me. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I just can't believe like that I have this community on YouTube of just people around the country, around the world that I have like connected with in really meaningful ways and that we can do that through the internet. It's just amazing that we can all care for each other, pray for each other, especially in this time right now. This is how we're all doing it right now through the screen. So I just appreciate you guys and I love you guys so much. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will tune in with you after my surgery. Wish me luck. See you guys later. Bye.